want to show you guys how strong these UV levels, this ultraviolet radiation, X-rays, infrared radiation, all of the supposed solar radiation, but our sun's in a solar minimum. The beginning phases of. We got snow last night. I went outside, had to go to Walmart, left at about 2 o'clock. Walked outside, and the grass between me and my neighbor, this long stretch, half of it had snow on it, the other half didn't. The temperature never changed, it still stayed cold, but the sunlight, the way that it was in the sky, literally in a perfect line, melted that snow. But the temperature didn't change. The ultraviolet radiation literally melted and dissolved the sun. Just like that. I'll show you the picture. Let me jump over to it. And I can't breathe. Was outside again, can't breathe. Check this out. Man, you could run a freaking chalk line down that line. Woo! Straight down it. Now, you would say, oh, well, wait a minute, Scott. The one side where the snow is in the shade. And the other side is in the sun. Well, that's correct. But the temperature did not change. The outside temperature did not change. The ultraviolet radiation, because the sun was situated behind my house, but high enough in the sky, it burned all of that snow just like that. Boom. And where my car was parked in the driveway, when I backed out, there was a perfect imprint in the snow where my car was. It was in the grass. It was cut out perfect. So, there's your extreme ultraviolet radiation in the middle of January. And Lord knows what else. But I thought that was a pretty interesting picture. Yeah. Look how nice and green my grass is. So we got some wild weather last night. And we're going to have some more wild weather coming in about 3 o'clock in the morning tonight. And there's a weather report that we got on this. We're going to get dumped on with about 2 inches of snow. Then, from 3 a.m. on, the snow is going to turn to sleet, then freezing rain, then 42 degrees. Yeah. That's climate change for you, baby. Now check this out. I'll start over here. Whenever I went to Wally World, Walmart, as soon as I got out of the car, earlier today, as you saw in that picture, the sky was relatively clear because you could see the sunlight shining on the upper part of that grass. Perfect, not overcast, nothing. Then I made my way over to Walmart, got out of the car, and instantly on that side, which was about maybe 3 miles away from my house, they were chemtrailing the living hell out of the sky. I mean, I tried to count all of the planes. I just couldn't keep track of them. They were moving so fast. So I toned down the exposure on my camera and popped this photograph right here. And you could already see this is one of the main reasons for the halo. You could see the halo forming right here, but I'll show you some better photos. But this one was darkened a little bit. I adjusted the settings on my camera. But you could see how the whole sky back here, even though it's gray, it's that thin haze that these new chemtrails produce. And this is what's clogging up my nose, because my sinuses were perfectly fine before I walked out of the house. 15 minutes outside, I can't freaking breathe. Next, same photograph, different exposure. You could see I brightened the photograph up with my camera. You could see the halo that's forming right there. You could see all of that sky back there, all way back there. It's still blue, but they'll get to it. And you could see all of this area, all through here. You could see how those little whispery trails expand, and they're not like the old-fashioned chemtrails that exploded these big, gigantic, puffy clouds in the sky. They're using something different. Now remember, way back then, 2013, 14, 15, 16, they were using something else as far as their aerosol, because it would produce those big, gigantic clouds. And then that would create the overcast. Well, they got into something new, I think, around 2017. And this is where we're at now, where we get these thin, skinny chemtrail clouds or trails, and then they feather out. And it just creates that real thin haze, and it looks like it allows more light through, but there is still that canopy that is over top of each and every one of us. Yeah. I can't breathe. Anyways, I went to get out of my car. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is from my driveway whenever I got back. So when I get back, well, look, there you go. And that was 3:31:56. 3:30 this afternoon. The timestamps right there on the picture at the bottom. You see that? How they start to feather out? I think the reason why that's done is it produces a larger canopy. And you, as a non-truther or somebody that doesn't know any better, you still see a lot of visible light. You don't see the thick overcast like we used to get back in the days when they were using a different kind of an aerosol. So there's no doubt that they're using something different. I guess the only way to really know would be to have somebody take legitimate air samples, have those tested, and tell you the truth. Other than that, we still think that it's the aluminum, barium, and strontium, but I think it's gone beyond that now. Most definitely. There is definitely a reflective material in what they're putting out there, because that is what produces the halos. Took the same picture, and this was just a little less light coming into the camera lens. I just wanted to show you how defined these trails were, and it's right at the point where they're starting to spread. You know, folks, I've been following and investigating chemtrails since 2005 is when I really started to notice it and document it. But it's changing. What they're doing looks the same, but trust me, what they're doing is changing. They've changed something. I also noticed that some of the jets they're using, I could zoom into them with my my video camera. I could zoom right up into their belly. They're flying at very, 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 very high altitudes. Really high. And those planes are light gray. They're a battleship gray. AKA United States Air Force. Or some geoengineering company. That's the color. I also believe that they are paying airlines to disperse crap also. Because there's a guy out there, I think he's in Wyoming, Mike Decker. He's been documenting it for a long time, does great videos, and they're flying over his house out there, and he's got a really good camera. He zooms right up into their belly, crystal clear. He documents it just about every day. A lot of other people do, but you could see. I'm going to show you guys. Let's just zoom into this a little bit more. You could see this weird, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this weird little grid pattern right about there. It's already starting to disperse. It almost reminds me of pulling cotton candy out, or a cotton ball, but real thin, you know? And you could put it up there, and you could still see light through it because it's nice and thin. It's been thinned out. But the reflective material stays afloat way up there in that upper atmosphere, and it's doing something. Me, personally, I think it is their way of bouncing radiation, some of it back into space. At the same time, what they're doing is also warming the planet down here where we're at and in the low atmosphere, maybe anywhere between 5 and 10,000 feet. I don't know. But that warming effect between the surface of the Earth and about maybe 10,000 feet, well, all of that warm air is being whoosh, compressed, squeezed right in there. And I think that's why we continue to see each year records being broken as far as the warmest time on Earth. They just came out the other day. I just posted a video on my YouTube channel. 2019, hotter than it was in 2018. 2018, hotter than it was in 2017. Blah, 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 all the way down. Yeah. Here's the halo. I took this picture out Walmart parking lot. But you could see the halo. Now, you would say, okay, the halo. Some people say, oh, you're only going to see those halos. Oh, ice crystals. Look, man, take your ice crystals and ram them, because it has nothing to do with it. I've been taking pictures of sun halos in the dead of August, and so have many other people around the world. Temperature has nothing to do with it. It's the reflective material that's in the sky. Look at that line right there. There is a double line which is showing you, let's zoom into that. Oops. Sorry about that. See that double line? I don't know if you guys can see it. It's black underneath. There's another one right there. Now, I've seen black chemtrails before, but what this is, That's an instant shadow of the chemtrail with light reflecting off of it while it's in its tight line, and it's creating a shadow. Well, why would it create a shadow like that? Well, it has some reflective material inside of it. I don't know what they're using. I mean, they're probably using aluminum. Who knows? Trying to kill us all. I took this photograph, same thing, Walmart parking lot, and I left the sun off to the side purposely so I could just get a glint of the sunlight into my picture, because I wanted to show you what was out there without the sun overexposing everything. And once again, bingo, bingo. Look at all these lines back here. And then this weird line. It's a reflection of the sun over there, reflecting off of the sky as those other chemtrails dispersed and formed their little web. So the whole freaking sky is just like one big reflective mirror, you know? And look how it just feathers out. Just feathers out into its nice little whispery canopy. Yeah. I took this picture, I think, when I came out from the store. Now, the sun halo's even bigger, and you could see I was only in the store for about 30 minutes. Yeah, look. And look, the whole background doesn't look like the old-fashioned chemtrails. Now, the whole sky is completely wiped out with that canopy over top of it. And I stood out there by my car looking up in just complete and total disgust. It made me sick. And then I come home, I already can't breathe. And you guys hear me, I'm trying to catch some damn oxygen. My nose gets instantly packed. You know, like the membranes in my nose swell up. But while I was out there today, I noticed that as soon as I went outside, within the first couple of minutes, I was cleaning off some snow on my car on the one side where it didn't have any sun. And I noticed my sinus passages started burning like I snorted gunpowder. That lasted for like 15 minutes till I got in my car and I wasn't outside in the air. So I don't know if any of you guys are experiencing the same thing, but it's definitely weird. So you could see that weird pattern right there. You know, and a lot of people think that, oh, well, they're doing that right in front of the sun. But in fact, you know, the sun's very, very far away. They're doing small sections of the sky. And if you were 50 miles away on the other side of this, the sky might be clear. So they systematically take care of heavily populated areas, I would say. Or they're doing the whole damn sky. It's just hard to say. It's pathetic. I wish we would get a real life whistleblower on this subject matter. I'd probably whack them out instantly. Oh, look. There's the blue planet. Look, you guys want to see the blue Kachina? Look, it's right there. You see that? That's the blue Kachina right there. The blue Kachina. All these people on Facebook and some of the other YouTubers, they tend to play that game with a lot of you. And when they see this little aqua blue dot, they call it the blue Kachina. All that is all that is the reflection of the little aperture shutter hole in your camera. That's all that it is. It is not the blue Kachina. And the blue Kachina does not even reference a planet. The blue Kachina, when you hear the Hopi Indians talk about it, and if you read it properly, it talks about star beings. The blue Kachina is about aliens. It's not about a planet. It's not about a freaking comet. It was kind of sensationalized in a book that this guy wrote many years ago. And he created the whole Hopi blue Kachina myth. But in actuality, if you read it correctly and you read it from their source, not from some book or some article, talks about the star people, and we are their seeds. Interesting. But yeah, folks, I wanted to point that stuff out to you because I thought it was very interesting. It's a shame what they're doing to our planet, and we're also getting jacked by things out in space, which we know about. Hey, everybody, check this out while I have your attention. I opened up a new YouTube channel earlier this morning, and I named it Project Disclosure. Reason being is I do look into a whole lot of other things that are not Planet X related. And I'm going to have to admit, even though I fight with YouTube all the time, I actually do like YouTube, and I do like making videos. And to be honest, I do like doing the live streams. So I thought this would give me a better opportunity to look into a lot of things, dig into them, peel out the truth, and present it to all of you as I see it. Also, I see so many things day to day in the news and on the internet and on Facebook and on Twitter that I find rather interesting. So I'll be doing a series of short videos, and I'll definitely be doing a lot more live streaming right here on Project Disclosure. What I ask, if you're interested, I will put the link to the new channel in the description box. Click on it, and then you can go over and subscribe. But let me give you a little hint. Pay attention to my cursor right here. Whenever you go ahead and you click on the subscribe button, and you go over here and click that little black bell, make sure that you always have the little black bell here in the drop-down menu clicked for all, just like that. And you'll see your little bell highlighted with what looks like two little parentheses. So in about 24 hours, I will be live streaming on Project Disclosure. And once again, if you folks are interested, click on the link in the description box, subscribe to Project Disclosure, and most of all, don't forget to set those notifications for all. I'll see you in the future, folks. Stay tuned.